Okay, so today's question is when should we have sex to optimize pregnancy success? Hey there, welcome to Ask the Fertility Experts, a daily Q&A show where we'll be answering your fertility questions. I'm Sarah Clark, founder of Fab Fertile. We specialize in low AMH, high FSH, diminished ovarian reserve, and premature ovarian insufficiency or failure. I will be joined by Dr. Tabatha Barber. She is triple board certified in obstetrics, gynecology, menopause, and functional medicine. If you have a question, simply go to Fab Fertile Inc. on Instagram, leave me a DM and drop your question there, and we will answer your question on an upcoming show. That's Fab Fertile Inc. on Instagram. Take care. Today's question is when should we have sex to optimize pregnancy success? This is an interesting question because there's a lot of information out about this, about when we should do it, the positions, the timing, and it can be super, super confusing when, everything feels like the lovemaking has gone out of this and it's all about baby making. And then, we were talking about this actually on our weekly team meeting last week about this. So when should we have sex to optimize pregnancy, Dr. Tabatha?
Well, if we're talking about a typical 28-day cycle from start to bleed, then you should be ovulating around day 14. But what you can do is figure out when are you ovulating, get a tracker, do the luteal phase kits, do your temperature check, see if it increases, all the typical stuff to figure out when you ovulate. And then you want to optimize 4 or 5 days before and after, because the egg lives for a few days after it gets released, and sperm live for a few days after they get inside the uterus. And so you want to, really increase your odds by starting before you ovulate until 5 or 10 days after. So traditionally we tell patients cycles day 10 to 20. So if you have a 24-day cycle, you would obviously need to shift that probably earlier, depending on when you ovulate. So you want to maximize that time. It doesn't mean you don't have to have sex the other days, but you want to at least be having it around days 10 to 20. Traditionally, we tell patients to have sex every other day because that is enough time to allow the sperm count to build back up. So you don't want them masturbating and ejaculating in other ways. You want that sperm count to build back up. And so you have sex every other day, like 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. There is evidence that maybe you should have sex every day if there are sperm issues. That way there is more production because the sperm isn't sitting around and maturing as long. And so you can play around with that, and I want you to not take any of the enjoyment out of it either. So if you get super regimented in it, then you're going to not enjoy it and you're less likely to be successful. So I say, just know that that's your window and look for ways that you can connect with your partner, get lovey-dovey, do foreplay, do cuddle time, have deep connecting conversations, because those release chemicals and messages in your body that tell your body it's safe to become pregnant. And orgasms in particular help with that transition also of moving your uterus, opening your cervix, getting things to go where they need to go. And so if you are in it and you're making your natural wetness, your mucus in your vagina, and you're having an orgasm, you are much more likely to get pregnant. It's a fact. So I also like to tell women, don't get up and pee after you have sex. That stuff actually does come out. Gravity is not helping you. And so if you can, lay in bed or even prop your butt up on a pillow or against the wall, feet up on the wall, and lay there for a half hour to an hour. Really help those sperm get to where they need to go, because sometimes some of us have a long road to get there. Some women have longer cervixes, some have scarred cervixes from LEEP procedures and things. Some of us have tilted uteruses, all of that. And so you want to optimize the chances that those guys are going to swim to where they need to go.
And what about positions? Any positions that are recommended?
Well, I definitely want it to be comfortable, right? And I want it to be in a way that I don't recommend you being on top, because that stuff can fall out as soon as it goes in. I mean, that's just physics. So I would either do missionary position, side lying, or if you have a retroverted uterus, sometimes doggy style can help. But whatever's comfortable that you enjoy. I haven't seen a lot of evidence on any specific position.
Yeah, it's interesting. I interviewed Dr. Marisol, and she's developed these castor oil packs. And so she was saying to have you and your partner put the castor oil pack on while you're making love, because that helps with the oxytocin. So it just gets you in that real feel good place. So you're not like feeling stressed, like I've got to make this happen. So that castor oil pack can help you as well. So it's kind of it's a little bit of a visual there of you and your partner in the castor oil pack. Is this one you tie around your back, but anything to kind of keep you in that feel good state.
Yeah, you want to be producing the oxytocin. And, you and I had talked about on our call last week, we want to use those natural lubricants that we make as opposed to toxic lubricants that will kill sperm as soon as it gets in there. And so that's another factor. A lot of people aren't realizing it is maybe they're using lubricants that are killing off all the good sperm.
Mm-hmm. Thanks so much for being here. If you've got a question that you want answered, simply go to Fab Fertile Inc. on Instagram, send me a DM, and we will answer your question on an upcoming show. That's Fab Fertile Inc. and send me a DM. And please refer to our disclaimer below. Take care.